Hello, this is my chamber guide on bind. I'm going to start off with the defense first. So a good place I usually put my trap or my trademark is either here or here. Kind of depends on what I think is going to be more relevant. If I want to stop and execute, or like have the slow for the execute, then I'll put it here. If I want to have the slow for info, then I'll put it here, or like the trap for info, then I'll put it here, right? So this trap plays for info. They know it's here, but they have to shoot it for them to go out. So if they want to go out, they'll have to shoot it. So they'll shoot it probably far back as well, because it'll detect them up here. So they have to do it quite far back. So you actually kind of know where they are when they shoot it. And this one obviously is slow when they come out. If they're smoked off or whatever, they're not going to even see it. They will hear it though. So they might instantly come out and shoot it, but they're going to get slowed by it if they don't. Pretty good. Gives them a lot. It's a lot more pressure than it's just pressure that you can add to the execute. Some of the more not important, but some of the more common rendezvous I'll do one in triple, where I can kind of play it anywhere I kind of want to. I can play it up here if I want to, watching both of these, but obviously I'll do this when I've got info on showers, so I probably would have this trap up. Sometimes I'll be playing like this as well, but I don't particularly like it when I'm fighting a main. Usually I'll do one like this, or I'll do one, actually sorry, I'll show this one first, which I'll go like around here, and I can kind of still peek this and TP back to CT. I'll also do one just here as well, also fine, and where I can kind of play on the box if I want to, I can play it in here if I want to, I can also play on this side if I want to. I've got all the options for that one. This is also the same one you'll use to play on top of the truck. So on top of the truck, you go on the buy phase, you put it on top of the truck, on top of the box, and then you TP, and it gives you 3 seconds to it gives you 3-second cooldown instead of like the full like 20 or whatever it is, 40, 20, 25, 30, I don't know. Fish by the way. So I'm gonna place this recall or this rendezvous when I'm on top of the truck, which is like probably one of the better rendezvous you can get from here. You can also get one triple, but I prefer it up here. I prefer it CT. Just because I feel like triple's a bit more exposed than this one is, because CT might have teammates to kind of cover me. Triple not as much, and it's all one bangable as well, doesn't help. So I can play on top of the truck with this. You can't really go over here, but you can do the same play basically. The problem is like, so say if I do this at the start of the buy phase, problem is I've got nowhere good to place it now, so I can't like use my rendezvous, like one of the strongest things about it, where it can give me like a free fight and I can TP away. I mean, maybe I can put it here, but the thing is, if they have a raise or a jet and they go fast, then it's going to be difficult to get this one off. I guess technically, if you know they're not going to go fast and they're going to go like fairly slow, they play slow, then this could work because they're not going to push your rendezvous instantly. So it could work that way. Once again, all the boxes are kind of your playground sometimes, as if you're playing jet. You know, you can also play on that one over here as well. I don't tend to do that. The ones I tend to do is on top of truck. I tend to play some showers as well, which I'll show now. If I play showers, I'm going to be placing this this trademark, and I'm going to be playing showers. So right off the start of the barrier, I'm going to be placing my rendezvous here, and I'm going to be trying to fight showers. Generally, I'll scale past this as fast as possible, because I don't want to fight this, ideally. So I want to catch them on the stairs, or catch them right before the stairs. Ideally, right before the stairs. Sometimes you're not that lucky, though. But you do always have the TP if you're like too late to fight them, or if you like, obviously if you don't get the original kill, or as soon as you get the first kill, you can take it away. I don't know why I just explained the basics of chamber there, but yeah. Basically you want to be fighting before they get on top of this like elevation, because it makes the fight a bit harder. Unless like you are like ready for it like this, but bear in mind there are 2 elevations you have to fight, so it's going to be harder. And pushing past that is something that you can do, or you can risk 4 rounds if you want to. If I'm talking about my ult, then obviously it's sort of the same things just apply really. You're still taking the same angles. It's just that you want to be holding angles rather than you may not want to be. You don't want to be jiggling like this. You want to be just holding angle, and that's kind of like one of the main differences really. And you've got like a 1-tap gun, so body shots over headshots. Realistically, for the headhunter, I don't really have to talk about it much. It's literally just a pocket guardian really. Ideally, you want to make sure that you're not buying bullets every round. You want to make sure you're keeping money back for other things like a gun and armor, rather than just buying headhunter every round, up to 8, because it's kind of useless. You don't use it every round. You use it on ecos, and you use it when you really need a gun in that situation. But the thing is, if you probably would have ecoed before that situation, so you would have bullets left, from ecoing and other rounds, or pistol even. where I buy rendezvous and 4 bullets, I think, and armor. I think I can't remember exactly what it is. I don't know what the buy is. I think it's 4 bullets and armor, or 4 bullets and rendezvous. I can't remember. It's 4 bullets and rendezvous. Yeah, that's the buy I do. And we're going to move on to B now. So on B, if I go long, I'll place my trademark here, and if I go hookah, then I'll place it here. Sometimes, actually no, sorry. Let's just go over to hookah first. So if I play hookah, I'm going to be doing a TP, something like this. I'm playing this sort of angle. Most likely, or I can play an off angle like this is also pretty strong because they're going to check this. They usually check this, and then they would skip this angle and check like over here somewhere, and they won't check you, and then you can get free kill. They'll skip the angle. That is also a very big possibility in hookah. You can also play the other side if you want to as well, but you don't really have a good way to TP out unless you've pre-placed this through the barrier. And even then, this isn't particularly safe. So it's not the greatest. I wouldn't play that side of hookah. You can place one here, but look how close you have to be to the doorway to actually get the TP. It's not the greatest. You can't really play any like real off angles here. You can maybe play this. But I think they can see the barrel from around here, so that'll be the best. I wouldn't play back hookah. On long, I usually just place my rendezvous next to my trademark. Where my trademark would be if I was hookah. Let's just take that up for priority. I would have my rendezvous in this corner, and I would just peek out. Usually I play for the orb, or I play to be on this side of B. So this gives me 2 options really. I can TP away with the actual teleporter if they go away and want to do like some sort of flank, maybe if I'm on eco or something. Then I'll do that. If I don't have my ult as well, I just have headhunters, then I might just TP and try and flank A. Otherwise, I can just TP away. Also, I might just quickly say now, you can fake TP, but it's pretty useless. It's pretty like not a very good way to use rendezvous. Rendezvous has much better uses than just a fake TP. That's what it looks like, if you were wondering. You just press it as you go into the teleporter. Basically, it's really. And then there is one other rendezvous or trademark that I can show, which is when the barrier goes down, you can place this one. And so the reason why you do this one over this one is similar to the Shevers one, where you would place this one for info, and you place this one for like the execute, in the same way that you can also place one under here for the execute, and the one deeper like this for info. That's kind of like how layering works for chamber as well, where also what you can do, so this one's really good for layering. So what that means is I can place this here, and I can place my rendezvous here. And what this does, it creates a layer where I can get my first kill, TP away, and then I've got a layer before they can get to me again. So they have a layer of a slow, or like something that will detect them, or like something like that, right? Something that will stop them from getting to me. Creates this layer. It can even be teammates technically, but obviously in this situation it's not. With Chamber it most likely won't be, as Chamber's pretty good at playing weak side by himself, as he can take a free fight. He has a trap with him, so he can sort of replace a player with a trap in some sense, where he can get some info. So yeah, that's kind of how it's going to go if you want to actually like make some plays on B. If you want to play a bit more on site, you can TP up onto the shed if you want to, and you can place your rendezvous quite far around this corner. So you're actually kind of safe here, and you can fight people as they come out. You probably want to pair this with either this rendezvous, or sorry, this trap or this trap. Either one is fine. Probably better this one, because the hookah players would be a lot under more pressure. And I think, I mean, to be fair, these players probably have more chance of killing you than these players do. But having pressure on the hookah players is really strong, because they already have to jump out and probably deal with a lot more util. And it can be really strong to just like really destroy the hookah players coming out, because then it's just everyone's just long at the end, and you can really bolster this hookah drop with the slow, and you can also, when they drop out, sometimes they'll drop out not going left. So some players will drop out left, some players will drop out quite straight. If the players that drop out straight jump into the slow, they're open to CT spam and stuff like that as well, so that's quite nice to have. And with your ult, so the same thing. You'll just be prioritizing holding like an off angle. Maybe you'll sit like by the orb like this, with your rendezvous up, obviously. You probably won't be playing like this. You don't want to play like this. You want to be trying to moving out and trying to get this. Obviously, sometimes they're going to be fighting you before then, but generally you want to try and get like some sort of off angle. Really makes the op strong, and then eventually you can get some sort of this kind of line where you have a really deep line into fountain. And you know, you technically can get flash, but you can always rendezvous away, so it's completely fine, completely safe. Once again, he probably won't play the off angle though, because the deeper line is here. Although you can get easily pre-fired, so I would be careful playing hookah with your ult. I generally don't do it because it's very easy to get pre-fired. That's kind of it. I'm not going to go over headhunter because it's kind of the same on every site. So yeah, I'm going to go over onto attack. So on attack, the most common trap you'll see is one like this. And what it does is it just simply gets both of these corridors. You don't want to place it too far down the stairs because it will not see people on this side. So you want to make sure that it's like decently up the stairs, like kind of just under halfway is kind of where I'd say it cuts off, where you want to be careful that you might not actually detect this. But at the same time, you don't want to make this like tiny because people can strafe around here, and it only detects them for like a second, and you know that might be like enough to like maybe there's a chance that 5 players don't look at the map there, but it's pretty unlikely, but it's still there's a chance there, I guess. But with this trap, it probably won't happen. And then when it comes to, we're gonna go B first. Usually I don't go hookah at all. In fact, I do go hookah sometimes, and I'll tell you when that happens when I go there. But sometimes I'll be placing when we go long, I'll sometimes place a trap like this. Usually this is when I have ult, and I'm gonna be sort of slowly trying to take B long. Usually that's when I'll place that rendezvous. Other times I'll save it if I know they don't peek especially. I'll play like this, and if I know they play anti-flash, then I'll be playing like anti, or I'll be playing in these type of corners, or I'll be telling my teammates to play anti-flash while I like walk up because I'm the one that can TP away. And then the other rendezvous you can do is this one. If you know that they don't even try and contest long, you can sit up here, and you can play in this sort of area here. You may notice the trademark goes off on long, so we can only really play in this sort of area here unless we know obviously that we have full info that they're CT or whatever, or hookah or whatever, if they're TP'd or something, and then we can take this back, or we're just not using it for the round because it's in a bad position, won't detect anything. If we're then going out into site, you can change your rendezvous. You don't even have to use this rendezvous because you won't always get a fight. If you want to, you can do ones that are close like this, and you can play really far out, fight CT when they come out like this. Careful of elbow, and that's pretty much like the way I would really do it. I barely ever touch site unless I have to in like clutches and things, and that stuff is going to be more adaptive. Attack generally is anyway. You're not really going to be doing a lot. You may notice there was a lot of different rendezvous I just showed. That's because it's adaptive. Those are the ones I tend to adapt to. Those are like the ones in my head that I might make little tweaks at depending on the context of the round. As you can tell, like I even told you a lot of context in the round. Like if I have an op, if I know they don't peek this, if I know they don't contest it at all with flashes and things like that, and then that's like some of the context in the round. When it comes to attacking hookah, actually I'm gonna take this again. When it comes to attacking hookah, actually I'm not gonna play this again. The only time that I ever go hookah is if it's like a bonus type round, and I'm maybe flanking. Or like I'm playing alone here, and then I'll probably have my headhunter for this round, and a ghost probably, or something like that. And what will happen is my teammates will probably be going A, and I'll be going up here. I won't have this trap up because first of all I'm here, so they can't really flank very fast. And on top of that as well, they're probably if I'm on bonus, then the enemy team are gonna have guns and we're not. So the odds are they're not gonna look for a flank. If they do look for flank, it's going to be in numbers, and if it's in numbers, then it's going to be easier for us to work it out from the numbers in CT, or the numbers is contesting us on site, etc. So I'm going to save my trap, and I'm going to be fighting like this. I'm going to be fighting for hookah, and then I will place my trap to detect in hookah. If I get to that point, if I accelerate to that point, and if I feel like I need it there. Generally, once again, they won't be contesting hookah that much because they've got guns. We don't, so they might be scared of like potential judges or shorties and things like that. So they're going to be outside of it, but it will help me to like detect some areas. And once again, like at that point, I'm going to be trying to look for a fight with my rendezvous in hookah like this, or maybe a bit further forward. But I have to be careful of this angle here. And then I'll probably be fighting any rotators from B, things like that. That's pretty much how it will go if I ever go hookah. There probably are other times where you would go hookah, but I just don't know them. On A, we're going to go A main first. Usually, I'm going to place my rendezvous here. This is usually how it goes. Once again, same trademark. Usually, I'm going to place a rendezvous here. and I'm going to be fighting as many angles as possible. Obviously, this is going to be smoked, but I'm going to be fighting for my teammates here. I'm going to be trying to help them take site. I can't really push it here without having my rendezvous down. So if you are scared of that, then what you can do if you have showers already, oh sorry, not showers, if you have lamps already, and if you have like a fade and a jet or whatever, a fade and a jet, what am I saying? A raise and a jet or whatever you have, you can place rendezvous here, and then you can fight for the site from showers. Like if they're contesting you from showers, you can fight for the site with your teammates. You can do that too. And that's once again an adaptive adaptive rendezvous. Not really gonna do that every round. When it comes to like the post plant, you can do ones like this as well and play in and hookah. Bear in mind my trademark is going down quite a bit, so I want to be trying to make sure that's up unless I have information about the enemy team not being in flank. If they're in CT, then I'm not going to be caring about this trap going down. I'm probably going to recall it, in fact. And then if I go showers, I'm generally not going showers unless I make a specific play. And this play is essentially I'm going to tell my team to go B. Or sometimes I'll do it with A as well. And what will happen is... actually, no, sorry. I'll never do it with A. I thought I did it with A once, but I think I didn't. I'm pretty sure I placed the trap here with A, but it's not a very good play, so I wouldn't bother. I don't think it even worked out that round. But basically, the actual play that I usually call, that I like, is not one that is randomly put together and ranked. The one that I like is you put 2 in B link and you put 2 fountain, and they're gonna push hookah and garden, and I'm gonna put my trap in this position. That works. And I'm gonna play showers. So I'm gonna be lurking showers. I'm gonna have the full map covered as well because they can't go short, they can't go showers. And the only thing they have the only opportunity they have to flank is through the TP, which makes a lot of sound. So my teammates are gonna be aware of the TP. So that's fine. Generally, I'll do this as well. Like I like doing it with the op as well, with just either a normal op or my ult. Generally, I'll tell these players to play slower than normal, or like just a bit slower. Not really that fast. Not really fast. Like take it a bit slow. Try and play for like a first kill, because most of the time I'm going to be in the first kill in showers from my peak. Sometimes I do it flipped as well. So sometimes you'll see, like for instance in competitive, it's nice to control this area because you want to kind of control the entrance of the teleporters, because it cuts off the defenders' rotations when you have control of B long and you have control of like at least vision of a short. Then you kind of can cut off some of the defenders' rotations. So when I'll sometimes place my trap here, and I'll actually contest short with this play instead. So we still have the 2 short and we'll have the 2 long, and I'll play here to sort of contest any potential threat that goes through the teleporter to fight my teammates. And this can get me a kill pretty easily if they make enough sound and I have enough pressure on B. Then sometimes you'll get kills. You'll get kills from raises, throwing nades through for no good reason. Well, not really no good reason, but for a good reason. But then you'll punish them for that reason. And that's kind of how attack goes on chamber. When you actually get onto site from showers, if you do actually end up going showers overall, then it's going to look well. You're going to have probably this rendezvous up, or sorry, this trademark up, and you're probably going to be having the trap here, and you're going to be peeking any of these angles really, and you can play it out as well. You can go bench. I like playing this angle a lot. You're very safe generally with rendezvous up, so you kind of play anywhere in the circle that's like really strong and high value. Just be careful and make sure you press the rendezvous button. See that sometimes you see it in competitive where people just don't press the rendezvous and they're really greedy, and eventually they just die because they're going to press the button at some point. But yeah, that's it for the guide. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.